She called me on a Tuesday afternoon. Her youngest had just moved out, the last one. And she said, I remember this clearly. She said, Wendy, I walked past his bedroom this morning and I just stood there. I didn't even go in. I just stood there in the hallway. If you've ever had that moment where you can feel it coming, this one's for you. Because what she was really calling about wasn't the house. It was the question underneath it. What do I do now? I'm a realtor and a seniors real estate specialist. I work with people in the middle of big life transitions. And I want to tell you about someone I'm going to call Diane. Her story is a combination of clients I've worked with, but every part of it is real. Diane had lived in her home for 28 years. She and her husband bought it when their kids were little. 4 bedrooms, which felt necessary at the time, a big backyard, a kitchen that had seen more birthday cakes than she could count. Her husband passed away 3 years ago, and since then it had just been her. 4 bedrooms, 1 person. She'd been thinking about moving for a while, but thinking about it and actually doing it are 2 very different things. The moment that finally moved her wasn't a big dramatic thing. It was a Saturday morning. She went to make coffee and realized she'd been making 2 cups out of habit for 3 years. Every single morning, 2 cups, 1 person. She told me that's when she thought, okay, it's time. If you know what I mean by that kind of quiet, everyday moment where something just clicks, you'll understand exactly where she was. Diane wasn't scared of moving. She was scared of what it meant, that selling this house meant closing a chapter, that it was some kind of admission that things were different now, that her family, as it had been, wasn't coming back to fill those rooms. You know, a lot of people feel this way. They don't always say it out loud, but it's there. What actually happened, we took it slow. There was no rush. We talked about what she wanted in the next place, not square footage, not a checklist. What did she want her days to feel like? Less maintenance, a smaller space that felt intentional, not empty, closer to at least one of her kids. We went through the house together, made a plan of what to keep, what to pass along, and what to let go. Her kids came home for a weekend to go through things. There were tears. There was also a lot of laughing at old photos they'd forgotten existed. She sold the house. It went quickly. And the night before closing, she called me again. She said, I thought it'd be a wreck, but I'm actually okay. I'm excited. I don't know where you are right now. Maybe you're in that hallway moment. Maybe the kids are almost out. Maybe they've been gone a while and you've just been living with the idea instead of doing anything about it. Here's what I've seen over and over, working with people like Diane. The fear of decision is almost always bigger than the decision itself. Once people start moving, not rushing, just moving, things get clearer. The next place starts to feel real. The memories don't disappear just because you change your address. Diane's new place is half the size of her old one. She says she's cleaned it top to bottom in under an hour. She has a porch. She sits out there in the mornings with her coffee, 1 cup. Her words, it's exactly enough. If Diane's story sounds familiar, here are a few things worth knowing as you start thinking this through. You don't have to have it all figured out before you make a call. That's what I'm here for. There's no perfect time, but there are better times, and we can talk through what that looks like for your situation. As a seniors real estate specialist, this is what I do. Life transitions, downsizing, figuring out the next step, it's not just paperwork to me. The market matters, but it's not the whole picture. Your timeline, your comfort level, your goals, those matter just as much. If you're in North Central Ohio or Florida, I'd love to be the person you call first. You know, Diane sent me a photo a few weeks after she moved in. It was her new porch, a cup of coffee on the railing, the morning light. She didn't say much, just thought you'd want to see this. That's what this is all about. Not just selling a house, getting to the next good thing. If you're thinking about taking that step, reach out. We'll take it together. Welcome home.